What's going on? Charles Bodenson here. Just wanted to make a really quick video. I was actually going over 3 books I'm reading right now, and 2 of them instant classics. Good to Great by Jim Collins, which pretty much everyone has read that one. Getting to Yes, which is about negotiating, and The 3 Laws of Performance. So all 3 of them are about work and doing work, being at work, and 2 weeks ago, it's July 4th weekend right now, late on July 4th, and we just had a spectacular 3-day weekend. I crushed it, had an awesome time, and, really, I look at all my friends, they're out, they're probably getting drunk, they're barbecuing, they're doing all these things, and I'm getting better, behind the scenes. So when I rise to the top, people are like, where did that come from? It was a weekend like this where I wasn't out making my body just do things it didn't want to do, which is eat and drink, undersleep, and things like that. And I was also just bettering my mind. So what I really want to get on the focus on are these 3 books, which is work, okay? So work. Listen, it's Memorial Day, or it's July 4th weekend. It's a 3-day weekend. My client 2 weeks ago was telling me, they're like, I can't wait for July 4th. I'm like, why can't you wait for July 4th? They're like, we have a house out east. So out east in New York City is Montauk and the Hamptons and things like that. A couple other places like Sag Harbor. But you literally wasted 2 weeks of your life, or even longer, thinking about July 4th weekend. You wasted just like, I can't wait for July 4th weekend. So I understand. It's going to be fun. It's like a trip for anyone, or like getting married or whatever, or honeymoon. It's like, I can't wait for it. That's fantastic. But if that's all you think about, if that's all you're looking forward to, you don't like work. Which brings me back to the title of this video, which is Work is a Privilege to Do. Forgot the name of the guy who originally said, David McKay said, the privilege to work is a gift. The privilege. It's a privilege to work. First of all, there's many topics, but I want to keep this really short. Number 1 is, if you're a woman and you're watching this, only until the last 100 to 150 years were you actually able to work. Otherwise, you stayed at home and you took care of the kids and you took care of the house. And that was it. That was your only job. And you didn't get paid for it. And it was probably ungrateful and it probably sucked. And yes, maybe even today, there's industries that it's male-dominated and you can't get into, blah, blah, blah. But at least the choice to get into most anything you can get into. If you're a guy and you're watching this, I don't know what else is left. But if you're a guy that's watching this, you did what your father was doing. Your father was a blacksmith, you're a blacksmith. Your father was an accountant, you're an accountant. Your father was a lawyer, you're a lawyer. Your father he cuts down trees, you cut down trees. He was an auto mechanic, you're an auto mechanic. You did what your father did. All right? You had no choice. There wasn't like, oh, Dad, I understand that you are a printer and you print newspapers for the local town. Well, I'm going to go out and I'm going to do something. That wasn't an option. And if you're a woman, you didn't have the option to be like, I'm going to go out and make money, or I'm not going to get married. So first of all, that's why it's a privilege, okay? If you don't like what you do, leave the job. Get out of the job. Like now. I had so many jobs. I had dozens of jobs. I mowed lawns. I was a landscaper. I caddied. I did door-to-door sales. I did marketing. I did engineering. I was in sales. I was online marketing. I did an eBay business. I did a pay-per-click business. I did so many jobs. And the jobs I hated, I left. Because what does a job do? First of all, it provides the resources to do what you want to do outside of survival. Survival, in other words, housing, clothing, food, water, things like that. But it provides you the option and the resources to do what you want to do. So if you can't do what you want to do, or you only look forward to doing what you want to do and you don't like your job, you need to leave your job. As a guy, it's really a reflection of who you are. And in his amazing book, David Deida, he writes in the Way of the Superior Man, that's your mission in life as a guy. That's your calling. Whatever your calling is, whatever your job is, that's your foundation. You're going to be there for 1/3 of your life. 1/3 of your life you're sleeping, 1/3 of your life you're at your job, and the other third you're doing whatever the hell you want to do. But if you hate your job, 1/3 of your life you hate, which is going to affect your sleep, which is going to affect what you do for the other 1/3. If you're a woman, go into whatever you want. There are so many YouTube videos about every type of industry that you can do. Stay at home and produce a service, have a product. Like, there's unlimited amounts of options, and it's accepted to do what you want to do, okay? So for me, and I'm pushing 6 minutes right now on the video, is that for me, my sister was in finance, my brother was in finance, my dad was an accountant, so I'm like, I'm gonna go into finance. 2 years in, I hated what I did. I volunteered to be laid off in the recession in 2009. By the way, you're probably too young, but that was not good times. 8 million people didn't have jobs. 4.5 million people were in foreclosure. Everyone thought the world was ending immediately, and I volunteered to be laid off. Why? Because it wasn't my purpose. It wasn't my mission. I didn't feel like it was a privilege to be working for that organization. So what you need to do is, number one, how do you find what you want to do? Is you have to go out and do as many jobs as you can. Okay? It's a fact. You can't research jobs. You just have to do the job. You have to go out and try and landscape. You have to try and do sales. You have to try and do marketing or an online service or YouTubing or writing a book. You have to try it. There's nothing short of actually trying it. Like a sport. Well, golf looks fun. Awesome. Have you tried it? No. But no, it looks fun. I think I would enjoy it. Okay, what? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Why don't you go out and try golf? It's the same thing with a job. And I know what you're saying. Whatever you're saying, and you're trying to counteract what I'm saying, is your fear. It's your ego talking right now. All right? So just know that it is a privilege to work, because when you work and you make money, you get to provide for your husband or your wife and or your kids or your community, or you give back, or you produce a service that's good for humanity and your community and whatever, okay? So, and then you get to do what you want to do. So find a job that you like. But even if you don't like the job you're in, know it's a privilege. And number two is look for another one immediately. All right? So have an awesome day. I'm also starting a members only. It's a free members only on iCharles.com. It's going to be videos. So we communicate on that website so we can, build up the community a little bit. Have an awesome day.